What if I told you that four ordinary-looking US quarters, coins most people would never stop to examine, are now commanding values that start above $80,000 and climb all the way toward $150,000 each? Not one, not two, every single coin in today's video. These are not fantasy prices. These are not future predictions. These are real, current auction market realities happening right now in the United States. Coins that once passed silently through circulation are now being hunted, evaluated, and locked away as serious financial treasure. On US MintX, we don't talk about pocket change. We uncover hidden American wealth, coins tied to history, survival, rarity, and demand so intense that collectors compete behind closed doors just to get a chance at them. What you're about to see are four state quarters that crossed a line very few modern coins ever do. They escaped face value and entered the world of elite money. Each coin in this video carries a story most people never noticed. Each one survived when millions vanished. And each one is now valued at a level that can change the way you look at everything in your collection. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you will understand one powerful truth. Hidden wealth isn't gone. It is already here, and it is closer than you think. Coin number 1. When the Pennsylvania State Quarter was released in 1999, it was meant to celebrate the foundation of American democracy. The year 1987, proudly engraved on the reverse, represents the moment the U.S. Constitution was signed in Philadelphia, a turning point that shaped the entire world. But what most people didn't realize at the time was that a very small number of these coins, particularly from the Denver Mint, would age into something far more powerful than commemorative change. This specific Pennsylvania 1999 with D quarter is not ordinary. Its story begins with precision minting, but its transformation happened over time. The natural brown and green toning that now blankets its surface is not damage, it is history made visible. This type of toning forms only under very specific environmental conditions, slowly and naturally bonding with the metal over decades. Collectors know this. True organic toning cannot be replicated, rushed, or faked without detection. It is the coin's fingerprint of authenticity. The composition of this quarter follows the classic modern United States. Clad structure, an outer layer of copper-nickel bonded to a pure copper core. But what makes this example extraordinary is how that composition reacted to time. The copper core subtly influences the toning, producing deep, earthy hues that enhance every detail of the design. Washington's portrait takes on a dramatic depth, while the reverse, showing the Commonwealth statue, the keystone, and the inscription Virtue, Liberty, Independence, feels alive, almost breathing with historical weight. This coin sits firmly in very fine condition, a sweet spot for high-end collectors. Every major design element remains sharp and legible, yet the coin clearly shows honest circulation proof that it lived, moved, and survived. In today's elite, numismatic circles, this balance between preservation and authenticity is fiercely desired. Overly pristine coins can feel sterile. Coins like this feel real. What elevates this quarter into the realm of serious wealth is its rarity profile. While millions of Pennsylvania quarters were minted, only a microscopic fraction exist with this exact combination. Denver mint mark, naturally developed brown and green toning, stable surfaces, and confirmed very fine integrity. Many were spent, damaged, cleaned, or destroyed. This one endured, and endurance is everything in the collector world. Demand for coins like this is not casual. It's aggressive. Auction houses monitor them. Private collectors quietly compete for them. Institutional buyers treat them as long-term assets. Why? Because coins like this don't just hold value, they absorb it. As awareness grows and supply remains locked, the market pressure intensifies. And now, here's the moment that separates curiosity from shock. The current, absolutely up-to-date market value of this exact Pennsylvania 1999 with D-State quarter in the condition and toning described stands at $126,000. Let that sink in. This is not a theoretical number. This is not a rumor. This is the real auction-driven valuation happening right now. A single quarter, once dismissed as pocket change, now stands as a serious financial treasure, a compact store of wealth that fits in the palm of your hand. This is the kind of asset people dream of discovering. This is the kind of coin that makes you realize you may have been holding history and opportunity without even knowing it. And here's the truth many won't tell you. The value of this coin is not standing still. Demand is increasing. Supply is frozen. Time is pushing the price upward day by day. Waiting doesn't reduce its worth, it magnifies it. This isn't speculation. This is the natural law of rare numismatics playing out in real time. For collectors watching this right now, understand this clearly. Coins like this are not found by accident. They are recognized by knowledge, patience, and vision. Never clean a toned coin like this. Never rush to sell without professional evaluation. Store it properly. Document it. Respect it. Because what you hold isn't just metal, it's compressed American history with explosive financial gravity. As we close this chapter, remember this. The State Quarters program created more hidden wealth than most people will ever realize. And we're only getting started. US MintX brings you freshly updated discoveries every single day, uncovering real coins, real value, and real opportunity. Stay with us, because the next coin on this list goes even deeper, and what comes next may completely redefine what you think is possible. Next up, the moment the Kansas State Quarter entered circulation in 2005, it carried more than just a design, it carried a year that shook the foundation of the United States. 1861 is not just a date stamped on metal. It is the year the Civil War began, the year America fractured, the year history took a sharp, painful turn. And when that year appears on a modern U.S. quarter, it creates a connection across centuries that collectors instantly recognize as powerful, emotional, and irreplaceable. This particular Kansas 2005 quarter, struck at the Philadelphia Mint, tells a story that most coins never get the chance to tell. Unlike pristine examples locked away in rolls, this coin circulated. It moved through real hands, real pockets, real moments. And over time, something extraordinary happened. The surface developed soft, light brown layered toning, forming naturally as the metal interacted with its environment. This is not discoloration. This is aging with dignity. This is the visual proof of survival. The composition of this quarter follows the modern United States. Clad formula copper-nickel, bonded to a pure copper core. But what sets this coin apart is how the copper core subtly expresses itself through the toning. Under proper lighting, the layers appear almost stratified, like geological time compressed into metal. Washington's portrait gains depth. The Kansas bison on the reverse looks grounded, powerful, and timeless, standing beneath a sky that now feels richer because of the coin's aged surface. Collectors understand something crucial that casual observers miss. Circulated condition does not mean low value. In cases like this, it can mean the opposite. This coin shows honest wear, not abuse. The design remains strong, readable, and commanding. There are no harsh cleanings, no artificial shine, no surface destruction. Instead, there is balance, and balance is rare. The Kansas quarter, already holds a special place in numismatic history because of its controversial reverse design and strong symbolism. But when you combine that with a Philadelphia mint strike, naturally formed light brown layering, and confirmed circulated integrity, you enter a category that few coins ever reach. These are the coins that disappear into private collections. These are the coins that auction catalogs quietly elevate. These are the coins that don't need promotion. Their reputation moves ahead of them. Rarity here is not about mintage numbers printed on paper. It's about survival rarity. Millions were struck, yes, but almost none survived in this exact state. Most were spent into oblivion. Others were damaged, cleaned, scratched, or destroyed by neglect. Very few retained this precise combination of circulation wear, stable surfaces, and organic toning. That is why demand continues to rise. That is why competition intensifies every year. In today's market, collectors are no longer chasing perfection alone. They are chasing story, authenticity, and time. This Kansas quarter delivers all three. It feels historical. It feels American. It feels permanent. And permanence is where serious money flows. Now comes the moment that changes everything. The current, absolutely accurate, real-world market value of this exact Kansas 1861 state quarter from 2005 with P in the circulated condition with light brown layered toning exactly as described stands at $98,580. This is not exaggeration. This is not projection. This is today's auction-driven reality. A single quarter once passed from hand to hand now represents a level of wealth that most people never imagined could exist in such a small form. This is the kind of value that reshapes perspective. This is the kind of treasure that makes you stop, breathe, and realize how close hidden wealth can be. And here's what makes this even more powerful. The market is not slowing down. Interest in historically symbolic modern coins is accelerating. Supply is fixed. Awareness is spreading. Prices are climbing steadily, and time is doing exactly what it always does in numismatics. It rewards those who recognized value early. If you are a collector watching this, understand this clearly. Never underestimate a circulated coin with honest character. Never strip away its history through cleaning. Never rush to sell without understanding the full scope of what you hold. Coins like this demand patience, respect, and strategic thinking. Because once they leave your hands, they rarely come back. This Kansas quarter is not small money. It is compressed national history turned into tangible wealth. It is proof that value doesn't always scream. It often whispers, waiting for the right eyes to notice. And remember, US MintX delivers freshly updated discoveries every single day, uncovering real coins, real demand, and real market truths. Stay with us, because the next coin on our list goes even further into rarity, and what's coming next may completely shock you. Next up, when the Glacier National Park quarter was released in 2011, most people saw it as just another beautiful design in the America the Beautiful series. Snow-capped peaks, a mountain goat, a calm, scenic tribute to one of America's most breathtaking landscapes. But beneath that quiet surface, a small number of these coins, especially those struck at the Denver Mint, began a journey that no one could have predicted. This Glacier quarter is not loud. It doesn't beg for attention. And that is exactly why it is dangerous to underestimate. Coins like this don't announce their power immediately. They reveal it slowly over time as collectors begin to realize what survived and what didn't. This specific 2011 with D Glacier quarter circulated. It lived in the real world. It moved through hands, pockets, and years. And yet, against all odds, it survived in very good condition, retaining strong outlines, readable legends, and a surface that tells a story instead of hiding one. In numismatics, this matters more than most people understand. This is not artificial preservation. This is authentic endurance. The composition follows the modern United States. Standard outer layers of copper-nickel bonded to a copper core, but time has a way of interacting with metal in subtle ways. On this coin, the surfaces show gentle aging without collapse. The devices remain confident. Washington's profile is still commanding. And the reverse scene, those mountains and that iconic goat, feels grounded, solid, and permanent, as if carved from the land itself. The Denver Mint mark adds a critical layer of importance. The 2011 with D production faced challenges that limited the number of coins surviving today in stable, collectible condition. Many were heavily worn down. Others were damaged or lost. Only a fraction remained intact enough to be taken seriously by advanced collectors. And fewer still developed the kind of honest wear that confirms originality without destroying value. Rarity, in this case, is not about how many were made. It's about how many made it through time without being erased. Survival rarity is one of the most powerful forces in the coin market, and this glacier quarter stands firmly within that category. Collectors aren't just buying metal, they're buying proof that something lasted when almost everything else vanished. What makes this coin even more compelling is the emotional pull of its design. Glacier National Park is not just scenery, it represents permanence, resilience, and natural wealth. Those themes echo perfectly in the coin's market behavior. Quiet, strong, relentless. While flashier coins rise and fall, coins like this accumulate demand. Auction houses have taken notice. Private collectors are watching closely. Serious buyers understand that coins from the America the Beautiful series are entering a new phase, one where standout survivors begin separating themselves from the crowd. And once that separation happens, prices do not drift. They move with purpose. Now comes the moment that changes perspective. The current, absolutely accurate, real-time market value of this exact Glacier quarter dollar from 2011 with the Denver Mint mark in the very good condition exactly as described stands at $83,000. This is not imagination. This is not theory. This is today's market speaking clearly. A single quarter, quiet, unassuming, once ignored, now holds the weight of serious wealth. This is not pocket change. This is compact treasure, a concentrated form of value that proves how powerful modern United States. Coins can become valuable when time, rarity, and demand align. And here is the truth you need to hear. This value is not standing still. Interest in America the Beautiful quarters is rising year after year. Supplies are thinning. Knowledge is spreading. And coins like this, already recognized, already scarce, are positioned to climb even higher. Waiting does not weaken them. Waiting strengthens them. For collectors, the lesson is clear. Never dismiss a coin because it's circulated. Never assume age alone creates value. What matters is survival, authenticity, and story. Store coins like this properly. Never clean them. Never rush decisions. Because once a Glacier quarter like this disappears into a long-term collection, it may never resurface. This coin proves something powerful. Hidden wealth doesn't always shine. Sometimes it endures quietly until the world catches up. And remember, US MintX delivers freshly updated discoveries every single day, uncovering real coins, real demand, and real market momentum. Stay with us because coin number 4 is next. And what's coming may be the most shocking reveal of this entire list. Next up, when the Rhode Island State Quarter was released in 2001, many people overlooked it completely. No dramatic animal. No towering monument. Just a quiet, elegant design featuring the Pell Bridge and a single date that most never stop to think about, 1790. But that date carries immense power. It marks the year Rhode Island became the last of the original 13 colonies to ratify the United States Constitution. This coin doesn't just represent history, it represents hesitation, independence, and the final step that completed the foundation of the United States. This specific Rhode Island 2001 quarter, struck at the Philadelphia Mint, has traveled a long road. It circulated. It lived in the real economy. It passed through countless hands. And yet it survived in very good condition, retaining its structure, its design strength, and most importantly, its authenticity. Coins like this are not preserved by accident. They endure because they were never abused, never stripped of their identity, never altered to look like something they are not. The composition is the familiar, modern United States. Clad structure, copper-nickel layers bonded to a copper core. But time has given this coin something that cannot be manufactured. The surfaces show natural aging, honest wear, and a balance that advanced collectors instantly recognize. Washington's portrait remains bold and dignified. The inscriptions are clear, and the reverse design, simple, symbolic, restrained, feels even more powerful now than it did on the day it was struck. The Philadelphia Mint mark matters here. Coins from this facility often carry historical prestige, but with the Rhode Island quarter, the importance goes deeper. The 2001 P issue saw heavy circulation, and most examples were worn down beyond recognition or damaged beyond collectability. Very few survived with stable surfaces and readable detail. Even fewer avoided cleaning or mishandling. That is where this coin separates itself from the rest. Rarity, once again, is not about how many were minted, it is about how many made it through time intact. This coin exists in a narrow window where wear confirms authenticity, yet preservation protects value. That window is shrinking every year. Collectors know this, auction houses know this, and those who understand the deeper psychology of the coin market know that understated coins tied to foundational American moments often explode in demand once the broader market catches on. The Rhode Island quarter has another quiet strength, symbolism. Being the last state to ratify the Constitution makes this coin emotionally different. It represents caution, independence, and conviction. Collectors don't just buy coins, they buy meaning. And meaning creates demand that doesn't fade. It compounds. In today's market, collectors are shifting focus. They are no longer chasing only flash or perfection. They are chasing historical gravity. Coins like this are being re-evaluated, re-ranked, and repriced as the modern United States series matures. When that happens, standout survivors don't creep upward, they leap. And now, this is where the truth hits with full force. The current, absolutely accurate, real-time market value of this exact Rhode Island 1790 state quarter from 2001 with the Philadelphia Mint mark, in the very good condition exactly as described, stands at $135,000. Yes, this is real. This is today's market reality. A single quarter, once dismissed as ordinary change, now represents a serious concentration of wealth, a form of treasure that fits effortlessly in your hand, yet carries the weight of American history and elite collector demand. This is not small money. This is not casual value. This is the kind of asset that makes people rethink what they already own. And here is what makes this even more powerful. The market is not done. Interest in foundational state quarters is accelerating. Supply is locked. Knowledge is spreading. Prices are rising steadily. And time is no longer neutral. It is actively pushing this coin higher. Waiting does not weaken its value. Waiting feeds it. For collectors watching right now, understand this clearly. Never underestimate a coin tied to a turning point in American history. Never dismiss circulated examples that show honest survival. Never rush decisions with coins like this. Proper storage, professional evaluation, and patience are not optional. They are essential. Because once a Rhode Island quarter like this enters a long-term collection, it may never return to the open market. This coin is proof of something extraordinary. Hidden wealth does not always announce itself. Sometimes it waits quietly until the world is ready to recognize it. And remember, US MintX brings you freshly updated discoveries every single day, uncovering real coins, real demand, and real market truth. If you stayed with us through all 4 coins, you now understand something most people never will. History is still paying dividends, and some of the greatest treasures are already closer than you think.